I've said it before in other streams, I'll say it again. This thing is basically a tier 6 Hoverosk. Oh yeah, nice camo. I'll give her that. Good speed, decent guns. Ballistics are not brilliant, although they're less pathetic than you'd think, given the muzzle velocity of 700 meters per second. I think it's a fairly heavy shell that she's throwing, so it holds the speed a bit better. And a very high alpha on the torpedoes to make up for the fact that she only gets triple launchers. Let's just get into a battle. Beyond that, though, you basically play her like a Hoverosk. You use your speed, you use your agility to dodge fire, but you don't necessarily get very good at bullying control points. Also, you have virtually no margin for stealth launches on torpedoes. Torpedo maximum travel is 7 kilometers. Maximum stealth on this thing is 6.8 kilometers. You've got a 200 meter margin on any target that's not closing. If the target's heading away from you, forget it. And they've got a Ranger, they've got a Bayern, they've got a Gage Armada. Well, we can deal with that, but they've basically got the gunboats and we've got the torpedo boats. Although we have got a Gremiashki as well. Oh well, we'll see what happens. See what the Rangers compare. I think they're getting 112 these days, which is actually quite a nasty combo at tier 7, at least as far as strike goes. Anywho, having said loudly that you can't use the Aigle to bully a cap, what you can do in a situation like this is use her speed, get forwards, hopefully get there about the same time as the Podvoisky, and just sneak a cap instead. In this case, there's that little corner at point B, which you can take advantage of, or equally the little corner at point C. And in fact, well, the Mayhan's got C, so... Right, pops the engine boost, all ahead full, crank this thing up to its maximum of around about 43 knots without flags and 45 with. Yes, Leningrad is faster. So is Podvoisky, actually. And just get into that control point before they realise what's going on.
All stations, proceed to capture that area.
Yes, I'm way ahead of you. Literally. About 2,000 metres ahead of you, in fact. So, all in. And once we've got this, we should be good to just make a starboard turn, decelerate, and just see if anyone does try to spot. Also, I'm going to turn on my flak detection. Yeah, there's the spotting, and it's the Farragut. Okay. And the Gage Armada. Okay, I am not taking this kind of engagement. Luckily, everyone has smoked, so dump one, and then dump a narrow spread onto the location. And as noted, the guns are, well, pretty decent. Unfortunately, the Gage Armada's guns are also extremely good. So, not going to win that fight. Just break away, hope for the best, and see if we can't catch the Podvoisky out instead. But we've got bombs coming in. And if they're armor piercing, we are in. If they're high explosive, we're in serious trouble. If they're armor piercing, we're okay. Broadside the Podvoisky. Never mind, he's dead. Right into the control point. Oh, goody! He was aiming for the Belfast. Never have I been so grateful to have a friendly cruiser at close proximity. So into point A, and just duck in. Don't really want anything to get line of sight, but that Bayern is creeping forward, so I am going to have to try to beat his... He's coming one way, I'm going the other. I'm going to have to try and beat him round this rock, basically. Okay, so that must be the Farragut smoke. Plus point about triple launches, of course, they reload pretty quickly, so that's all to the good. And if I'm very careful, I can duck past, finish the cap, and then we can work upon this Bayern, make use of Poddy's smoke while it's there to decelerate. Oh no, it's already fading. Just duck in, pop my own launcher.
Smoke generator started.
Right. Let's see what these things do against a battleship. Shatters. May touch more smoke. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we can get through a battleship's superstructure on a Bayern. That's something. I should be trying to assist against the Farragut as well. Traverse is tolerable, but as noted, the ballistics with 700 meters a second, they tend to go pretty much orbital at 10 kilometers plus, but those guys didn't need the help anyway. Farragut's going down just as soon as somebody reloads, probably Graf. And Flak, again, not brilliant, but if we can get even one kill, it'll let us. Never mind. Let's relocate and move again. Oh, Splut. And the Belfast got the Farragut. She is a really good gunboat, Finning, for all the same reasons that the Havrosk is a really good gunboat. Unfortunately, she's a mediocre torpedo boat at best. And Graf, it's, what, the first weekend of Pan-Asians? A lot of people don't know about deep water torpedoes and the fact they can't hit destroyers yet. Oh, and there's the carrier. And the Mahan is toast. Oh, he's going. I think he might be going for you. Oh, no, he's eyeing up. What is that torpedo squadron going for? I thought he was going to try to get our Shinonome to start with. But nothing there so far. And that bomber wing is going to run across my detection circle. Okay, well, we're detected, so let the beating commence. Yeah, 139 miles. Okay, Ranger is not a well-armoured ship, but yeah, we somehow got a Citadel. I think I must have caught the gap just above her hangar. And her engine's out, so... Okay, he's fixed it. Another Citadel. Yeah, she's a decent little gunboat when she's got a mine for it. And when you've got a nice, big, fat, juicy target like this, even the near orbital arcs of these guns aren't a serious problem in scoring hits. Right, let's just get onto a closing course. Okay, Ranger is on fire. He's popped his damcon, so he can't launch or retrieve for the next... Okay. Either the Ranger's deck armor is seriously atrocious, or the high-X on this thing is pretty decent. I think it's most of that. I think what's happening is that the shells are getting into the gap between the flight deck and this lower launch and boat deck. And as a consequence, I'm getting into the engine spaces and the citadels. Okay, ceasefire for a bit. It's getting out of range. So, all ahead full. Oh, good kill on the Janwei, by the way. Graf, so... Target is burning. I'm going to plug in the engine boost again. Partially because... Oh, partially because I want to run down this target, make sure it doesn't get away. And partially because I need to get back into the battle anyway. So yeah, 40,000 damage, 73 hits, mostly carrier abuse. Okay, now, just need to start working around the flank. That's a Fiji. Looks like he's... Well, he's dead, I think. He's broadside to a Faso, a Koenig, and a Queen Elizabeth. So that's not going to end well for him. But just in case... Okay. Alright, let's get some gunplay going. See how a cruiser handles this. Another fire. Yeah, she is a very, very capable little gunboat. As I say, it's basically the Tier 6 Havrosk. That is such a good description of this boat that nothing else really covers it. And oh, the Fiji went toast. went pop rather. The Fossaux got a hit. Devastating strike as well. I'd say it was unfortunate, but, well, there you go. Broadship and harder ground in front of a battleship. That's what happens. And the Fossaux didn't take that much of a hit. Unfortunately, we do still have to chase down these battleships. So, they're all heading the wrong way. Luckily, I have a minute left on my engine boost. So we'll just run forwards. And go. Oh, right, he was talking to the other Fossaux on the enemy team. Right, all ahead. Aircraft can just sit there and twiddle their thumbs until they run out of fuel. Okay, I really need to get ahead of the targets. So, I am at extreme gun range. But I'm going to set a course north. Try and tuck in behind. Intercept this Kongu. I might just pull it off. And while we're at it, let's get some long-range gunnery going. As I said, the guns on this thing are decent at close range, but at long range, 10 kilometers, as you can see, the shells are, well, they're not going into orbit. I don't think they're actually quite as bad as the US 127s, but they're still pretty questionable, honestly. There we go, found the range though, so we'll just keep that going. Adjust, and commence beating. Oh, we have a fire. Let's see if we can get a few more. Also dodge the island. I'm not going to do 3 knots in an evening. Okay, that's now 3 fires on the Bayern. Krusty, how are things over there? Oh, that's how they are. He put it all out. Well, can we get some more? I mean, this is extreme range now. Yep, and somebody has been bullying the small boats again. Which meanie did that, Graf? Which meanie? We will find him. We will punish him. Assuming the game doesn't end first. I'm assuming it was the Arpeggio Kongu. Oh, another fire. And Kongu is toast. The Black Tea Demon will not be getting anything today. And I think we're pretty much done. By the time I've re-engaged either of those ships, the match is going to be over. So, yeah. Really nice gunboat destroyer. Really nice heavy gunboat destroyer. Interesting take, using almost US ballistics on it rather than the Russian 130s. But very much the same playstyle as the higher tier Russians. Range, speed, and lots of jinking. And if you can get a vulnerable target, well, so much the better. It's Battleship Weekend after all. Oh yes, I got 3... I didn't think anyone was expected to do that in the destroyer. And winter is also coming. Okay, 50,000 by setting fire. Right, we've time for one more, I think. Okay. Let's finish up with the Lexington, because I'm pretty sure I'm getting close to unlocking the final task. Okay, I need another 180,000 on battleships. Well, grab the Lexi. Load her up with armor-piercing bombs, because, hey, why not? And let's hope we get some German bottle sheeps. Okay, all upgrades set. I'm going to switch this around, give myself Air Groups Mod 2, because I forgot that the last couple of games and it did not end well. And flags are... well, they're largely irrelevant at the moment. Okay, let's just go. My graph's ready to pick something. And thank you for coming along, Finning. Enjoy your lunch. Oh, one Arakaze. Right. Let's see what we get for the final battle of the evening. if we get a carrier. Interestingly, while we're waiting on that, I had a quick look forwards. Interestingly, the Dutch borrowed the song "The Grand Old Duke of York" and replaced it with the Held Prince Moritz Kwam. And he had 100,000 men apparently. So you know the Dutch, they got a one up every so often. Although I don't think their submarines were having a good time when Jingles got his teeth into them, but then Jingles was running that dirty Alpha 2 sub. Okay, excellent. We have some battleships to bully, including a Fossau. So what I'm going to do, because of the appalling detection on this thing, is just run myself down to one of my preferred hidey holes and hope the rest of the team actually decides to run south. Okay, so fighters to mid-station, torpedo bombers stand by, dive bombers will run you down the flank. In fact, we'll run the whole strike package down the flank and just see how it goes. So fighters, yeah, fighters will arm first, so we can queue up the rest of the launch orders anyway. Get the Lexi moving. Sounds like fun weather. And if I can tuck in behind here, then even with the Lexington's horrible detection, it's not going to matter very much, because she's going to be able to just, well, hide behind an island. Unfortunately, I want that Scharnhorst to pass in front of me, so I'm going to have to let him get some speed up. Cut to 3/4. And okay, once he's got enough of a lead and I'm not about to collide with him, I can kick up to full speed. So pull out to map view for a second, just watch what the initial air engagement is doing. I mean, look at this detection circle, 15.2 kilometers. It hasn't even got a pagoda mast. So fighters up. Go see what the enemy air wing is doing, and we'll see if their Lexi is being similarly aggressive. Oh, there we go. In fact, he got his bombers up first. Well, let's have a strafe. Is he going to see that? Probably not in time. There we go. First wave torpedo bombers gone without any difficulty. First blood me. Fighters are moving in. Nagato, okay, his own carrier is moving up as well. So we'll pull the bombers back. That isolated Nagato in G8's a much better choice of target. If I can decoy and get rid of his fighters. So let's see if he's willing to go for a strafe. Just watch for that flicker. Okay, my friend, are you going for a straight? Oh, he's changed his mind. Fine by me. Break over. 3, 4, 5. Recommit. Oh, great. Right. The North Carolina might actually be a better target, but if his bombers are going in unescorted, I may not intercept the run, but I can have some fun with them on the way back. Also, defensive fire, just wreck their drop pattern. And I don't actually think they're going to get through. Well, they got a drop off, but that was the end of it. Set a strafe just to kill them all. Target anti-air there. Ouch! And then engage his fighters as well. Okay, and once we've done that, all stop, tuck the Lexi in, and we're secure from gunfire. Okay, torpedo bombers on standby. Oh, they've got a Cleveland. Why is it that whenever I try to line up a juicy target, there is not one to be had? Break the bombers away again, trying to attack a Cleveland covered battleship, particularly Cleveland covered North Carolina, is the very definition of waste of time. And fighters and planes, and there's his second torpedo bomber squad. Let's just run them down and then rearm the fighters. Actually no, chase them off, get the fighters back on the deck, refilled and rearmed. Right, Nagato, do your stuff. Well, torpedo bombers, do your stuff to the Nagato, who appears to be static. Okay, he's now reversing. Barely. Target running. Adjust, set 4 and 5 to kick in. And that should be one very dead battleship. Oh, ooh, ouch, yes. Oops. Okay. Crash bang what? I like the tighter drop on the US bombs. I didn't think they'd change that, but that looks tighter than what Enterprise had. Anyhow, fighters are almost rearmed. We can get them into the air. Torpedo bombers will be next down, and once we deal with those, we are nice, safe, and secure. Could send the dive bombers to say hi to the Lexington, but I need to put support fire onto Graf once I get the torpedo bombers down and rearmed. Okay, fighters are airborne. Let's get them over to try and run some support. Yeah, in fact, definitely over the Nagato. Oh, nice shot, Graf. And the Cleveland's gone as well. So, the Kutuzov will be running, hopefully, enough defensive anti-air to cover the Nagato. No, he's not. Oops. That's going to be awkward. Fighters, move it. Suddenly we actually need you guys over there to save our battleship. Second Nagato's gone splat. Rearm the bombers. Let's go hunt the Tirpitz. And the bombers are going to get through as well, but again, he missed his shot quite badly. Oh, change of plan. Target that bomber wing. Sometime now would be nice, guys. Something that irritates the blazes out of me is when the fighters do that. They do a 270-degree turn instead of a 90. And as a consequence, lose a ton of air, lose time, and the bomber wing gets through. Anyhow, 4 to 6 engagements should go my way. 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's go say hi. There's a Tirpitz and a Fuso that we can bully. The Tirpitz is probably the higher priority target. The Fuso, however, is the easier one. And yep, it was the usual curb stomp. Once you have a numbers advantage like that, DPS just tells. Favourite aircraft carrier ranger? Depends for what job. When I do play carrier, I tend to pull out Kaga. But I like this new Lexington. She's decently flexible. And is that Tirpitz turning across the torpedo track? Oh, thank you so much. Oh, they were out of range anyway. Oh, and we've spotted an Akatsuki. Change of plan. We're bullying the lolly boat. The dive bombers can have some fun with the target anyway. She's going to eat... No, damn it. Right, group 5. Target. Okay, that's not a bad one. 2 citadels and some regular shots. The Carolina's going to burn, so we'll hit the Tirpitz again. And another 20,000. So that Tirpitz is suddenly a bit more fragile than it was. Group 2 on standby, but short of ammunition. Alright, I'm going to risk sacrificing these fighters. Let's pull in... No, let's change of plan. Pull them over the Harakaze. We'll use... I'm hoping you've got the 100mm guns on that thing, Graf. Because I am going to strafe these bombers with the last of my ammo. Actually, I'm going to change plan. I'm going to hit his torpedo bombers with the last of my ammo. And lock on his fighters, break away again. Hopefully catch this dive bomber wing. There we go. And then RTB the fighters because they are out. And another auto drop. I wish I could say I was surprised, but honestly, I'm not. Auto dropping tier 8 carriers was inevitable, really, when they took the manual drops off the tiers 4 and 5, because no one learns how to use them anymore until they get introduced. Ha ha. to their entire strike package disappearing in one pass. Were the changes good, Ranger? Yeah, actually, I think it was. The midway strike potential, I think, has gone a bit too high from what I'm hearing. I haven't actually dealt with one yet. But the mere fact that they've got rid of the strike Lexington and replaced it with a more workable build is a good thing in my book. That build was toxic, frankly. 202, arguable. You could maybe pitch for, say, 201 as an alternative, or keep 202, because that was a pretty solid team play build. 111 going at, yeah, tier 8, that was just too weak. So 112 kind of works out. Oh, cheers, Graf. I appreciate you taking out the enemy carrier for me. Didn't quite farm a clear skies, but there you go. And then he goes and kills the Akatsuki as well. So let's go take out this Fuso. There will be much misfortune. So get the bombers set for an initial point. Get the torpedo bombers making their run. The fighters, you know what? I think the fighters will just go farm off the rest of these guys. I mean, 39 probably won't count. I think there are too many catapult aircraft in play. Okay, 4 and 5, change of plan, new initial point. Group 3, Fuso is turning. So there we go, that will do as an attack point. 4 and 5 stacked. Oh, that looks good. Pop. And then we'll just bring in the AP bombers to finish him off. No sense in wasting all of them. Are you going to leave me something to... Thank you. Right, and there's the Hipper, which is just going to be a boatload of overpens. Eh. But yeah, I mean, really carriers need a complete overhaul. But with the situation we've got, given that there's no time to completely rework the ground up mechanics, I think it's a good sticking plaster fix. And excuse me. Anyhow, getting closer. Just need another 60,000. And I'm going to call the stream late there, ladies and gentlemen, because my voice is going. So, hopefully I will be able to stream on Monday. That will be the usual time of 1900. I'm hoping this is just me pushing my throat a bit too hard tonight. Actually, no, before we go, let us see if Karma is going to kick me for taking Graf's Fuso kill. Roll the dice. What a surprise. Oh well. What's in the box? Ooh. 1 Order of the Sacred Treasure and 4 Papa Papas. Well, that's not really misfortune anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, until Monday 1900 GMT here at twitch.tv/Useroll, I will see you. Farewell.